and gentlemen, the Players Prep powered by Scoreboard. We're at the Acme Feed and Seed Company right down here on First and Broad in the beautiful Nashville, Tennessee. If you got an event, if you want to come see some celebrities, this is the place to hang out. Hey, I heard February 12th, John Legend was in the building. That sounded like a Sports Illustrated swimsuit model.
Yeah,
like 500 beautiful young ladies were down. Were you here?
No, I missed that one.
I'm shocked.
Me
too. This is a segment we like to call Prep Rewind. We like to visit with guys that have obviously done it to the highest level and get them to rewind the clock a little bit and talk about their high school experiences. This week, Kevin Dyson, former Utah Ute, actually the 16th pick of the 1998 draft, just 3 picks behind Old B-Hop, joins the show here. Kevin, welcome in.
I appreciate you.
So we like to kind of get the feel of what the high school experience was like for athletes that have done it like you have. Were you a multi-sport athlete, or did you just focus on football?
I was multi-sport. Actually, football was kind of secondary to me. I was a basketball player. I was recruited to play basketball. I thought I was too skinny to play football. Actually, my father lived in Las Vegas. I was there all summer. I didn't do any of the two-a-days. I didn't do any. I missed the first game of the season. And I eventually had a coach for a class who was my junior high basketball coach before he went to the high school level. They said, just come on out. If you don't like it, you don't have to play. Just come see what you can do. I had a punt return for a touchdown. I was taking a kickoff back, and I had another long run, and I was hooked. So,
and they were hooked.
Yeah. So I've been doing it ever since.
So you've seen it from different areas of you lived in Utah, that's where you grew up, and now you're here in Tennessee, and you've been here for a while now, and you're also the vice principal over at Stewart's Creek, so you've seen the academic side and the athletic side of different demographics. What do you think is like the biggest difference between maybe Utah and the Southeast, and the biggest difference in time from when you were in high school to when you're teaching now?
Well, besides the obvious is like socioeconomics, diversity, things of that nature. That's the blatant obvious difference. Nowadays too, Utah's being more sought out for athletes, and more specifically has been the Polynesian athletes in the area. So you start to see a lot more kids from the state of Utah. Matter of fact, there's a kid from the state of Utah that went to USC, and they are one of the top recruiting classes of the 2015 year. So it's starting to be more evident that athletes are coming out of there. For myself, somebody moved from Las Vegas into Utah, just a different economic base, diversity base, coming from a community where I lived in projects to moving to Utah where I went from a majority to a minority. It's a little bit different. So I think that's the major difference here. Is obviously a lot more diversity in the South. As far as the communities in where I try to live now, I worked in Williamson County, and that wasn't necessarily the case, but you still had a good base, solid base of minorities. Now I'm in a county where it's a good mixture, almost right down the middle of athletes. I'm talking about athletes as far as on the team is concerned, where it's right down the middle. So that obviously is the biggest difference. Biggest difference is to me, and the state is just so enriched with football. It's not like that out west.
You find it's hard to recruit kids, say in that Utah region, more specifically in the Southeast, where that the big campuses go to recruit athletes. Yeah. It's hard for them to kind of find their way out to the pack in that far west.
I think so, because if you go west of Texas, it's hit or miss. How many athletes are out there? Now you go to California where the population base goes. In fact, I had a college coach tell me one time if I had been playing high school ball in the state of California, I'd been recruited by everybody in the nation because of the geographics. Right. And so, Utah not on that map. Texas, Florida, obviously California, those are some of the major spots. And you go in different parts of Ohio and Michigan area, and you get some of the more solid guys. And now Hawaii. A lot of Polynesian brothers come from Hawaii and from Samoa and Tonga, getting a lot of athletes. They're going overseas to get athletes in. So get some of these big athletic linemen.
That's right. Kevin, you were talking before we came online. You're approaching 40 now.
Appreciate that.
Hey, you still got a while. You're
shut up, Jerry.
You're coming up. You've been a football coach. You're an athletic director. You're an assistant principal. Mm-hmm. What would 40-year-old Kevin Dyson say to 17-year-old high school multi-sport standout Kevin Dyson?
Man, that's a great question. In fact, I've had this conversation several times, and I even tell my player this. I look back on all the time that I took for granted. Even days I didn't feel like practicing, I didn't take advantage of getting better that day. Even in the league, and I told him I've done this, and I made it. So that, you know what I mean? So I'm telling you, I sometimes took my opportunities for granted. I didn't work hard every day. I didn't try to get better every day. And I look on stuff that I learned when I got to the pros. I could have told my 17-year-old self how to study the game, how to actually get better on a daily basis. You know, I didn't know. I knew myself, but did I go out every day and on the football field and say, today I'm not going to drop the ball? I didn't do that like I did in the pros. And, you know, basketball, I did that a little bit more. I worked on my weakness a little more, but I didn't know have anybody to teach me that. So that to me is the most crucial part of all this, is being able to go back and relate to the kids and tell them, hey, I made mistakes along the way. I took my time for granted, but I made it. So I'm telling you how you can have opportunity to go to the next level, but not even doing what I didn't do. You know, so hopefully I've reached a few. I have a few guys playing college ball. As you know, Mo P, you covered me down there in Independence, and hopefully I instill some of the things into them that has been instilled into me.
Tremendous blessing to have a first rounder in the house. The Dyson family had 2 first rounders in the house. Who's a better athlete? Don't lie.
Me. Hands down.
There it is.
There you go.
And since Andre isn't here to defend
Right,
himself,
he would tell you too. He's the baby brother. He's the baby, and I'm the oldest, and I did everything first. And he'd even tell you, and he'll say who was a better football player. He equates it by draft pick. I was 16th, he was 60th, so he goes by that. But I'm 6'1", 6'2". I can do what you wanted to with the basketball in the air, on the ground. I mean, I was an athlete. And not that my brother wasn't.
I hate listening to him tell the story, but it's so true.